Barbershop conversations. Oh, I gotta hold it up higher when I go sideways. Damn. Go. Gotta work on my arm muscles. Anyways, man, I want to talk about. I got a lot of messages about Broner and his disrespect for media. You guys, some of you guys emailed me. Actually went on Instagram and messaged me. You know, the funny thing is, I anticipate that when I'm going to talk to an Adrien Broner or who else is like that? Kind of, I can't think off the top of my head. The Charlo brothers are becoming that way, but they're not. They don't have the background story as an Adrien Broner, but they come off kind of strong, but not. You know, they're definitely not Adrien Broner. But maybe I should do another video about the Charlo brothers just so I can give them some insight as to what they should and shouldn't do for media, and make them, when I do that video, make sure you send it to them, because that video I do for them will be out of love. It's not going to be because I'm mad at them, angry at them. Now I want them two brothers to get as much money as they can and win as many belts as they possibly can. Damn, I gotta hold this up. So Broner said something that intrigued a bunch of y'all because I saw it in the comments section, right? Okay, I can tilt it up. He says he's going to take over boxing in 2018. As I said, I don't believe him. And some of you guys say let Broner be. But the reason why, one of the many reasons why I talk about Broner is because Broner's character or personality is a microcosm of people that we know. And yes, Broner's an easy target to pick on because he makes himself widely available to criticism, because he makes lots of public mistakes that shouldn't ever happen. And it's time that we hold Adrien Broner accountable. Now, when Adrien Broner said, "You're one of the guys that go that goes against him," and I said, "You're quite possibly right." The reason why I wasn't as aggressive with him is because I knew I wouldn't get a follow-up, right? Broner's in control of that type of scrum type of interview, and I knew that if I was one-on-one with Broner, I would have said, "I'm the guy." But in a public forum like that, I don't want it to go left when the subject should be on what Broner has to say and the other questions that we want to get to, because the last thing I want to do is be the subject of any interview. I mean, my job is not to be the subject of any interview. My job is to ask the questions and let the subject answer the questions. I mean, if you guys seen any of my movies, I'm never in the movie. Like, I have no desire to be on camera, anything such. As a matter of fact, sometimes I kind of freeze up when the camera's on me to some degree. But Adrien Broner is something we call pyrite. Pyrite is fool's gold. You know, if you guys remember the periodic table in high school, he looks like gold, right? Talks like it, walks like it, but just isn't quite it yet, right? He's missing one chromosome, he's missing one finger, he's missing one toe, I don't know. But it's something that doesn't make him the person that you expect him to be. And this is something that we have that's so prevalent in our community. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about an impoverished community. I grew up in an impoverished community. I work every day in an impoverished community. And God said one thing in the Bible, right? God says you're either for me or against me, right? Now, if we put that in hood terms, that means either you're fucking with me or you're not fucking with me, right? And we have the right to say, Broner, I'm not fucking with you. I don't believe you. What Jay-Z said, I don't believe you. We need more people, right? That's just simply it. And at the end of the day, I just don't believe the motherfucker. I'm just not on the side. I'm going to do my job as a media personnel, but I'm telling you guys how what I personally believe about Adrien Broner, and I don't believe it's going to end well. And the reason why I don't believe it's going to end well, because if I personally, now mind you, I never consistently had a male role model in my life. Consistently, I'm talking about it changed from coach to coach, from teacher to teacher. My first realization of a strong black man was in the 7th grade. Had a middle school teacher named Mr. Darren Craig Early, and he actually called me while I was in New York, coincidentally, just to check up on me. And and the reason why I bring that up is because when you have guys like, give or take, I don't give a fuck what you say, but Floyd Mayweather gives you the blueprint to become a billionaire. Al Haymon gives you the blueprint to become successful. And if those two men are not your living example, you feel free to have a seat. You can talk to whoever you like. I'm getting my oil changes on my car, and I'm in the lobby doing this video. And so if you don't have those two, if you're not abiding by those two, I think it's something terribly wrong with you. And with all that being said, my car is done, so I'm gonna stop this video here now. But like the Bible say, you're either for me or against me, right? You're either fucking with Adrien Broner or you're not. And at the end of the day, I think that Bible verse gives you the right to say, fuck you. I'm not fucking with you. And appreciate you. Is it free?
$28.
$28? Jeez. Give me a second. All right. And I don't think nothing can save him. I'm just being dead ass honest with you. Maybe his kids. I think his kids are a last ditch effort, because the Al Haymon that I know is an upstanding man, genuinely cares about the fighters, willingly overpays the fighters, only wants them to fight twice a year. I know we demand that they fight more, but as you can see over the past 3 years, going into 4 years, 3 years now, right? You will rarely ever see an elite fighter fight 3 times a year. And I know we demanded it on our YouTube channels and media, but it's genuinely not going to happen, because if you're paying a guy $2.5 million times 2, that's $5 million. And where you don't get the other $2.5 million from if it's not something to pull from? You know, maybe at 126, maybe at 147, maybe you can have 3 fights a year. You know what I'm saying? But the fighting pool is just not that deep, and especially with promoters and promoters disagreeing. But you know, I have the utmost respect for Al Haymon. You know, I've met him, as I told you guys. I've had a conversation with him. Upstanding man, for real. You know what I mean? And he genuinely cares about the well-being of his fighters. And I'll give you an example of this. Berto was fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
I typically stay after the press conferences and stuff, because you guys know I'm great friends with Sam Watson, and I'm great friends with the Porters. I'm great friends with, you know, and I'm good friends with everybody else. You get what I'm saying? Not friends, but you know, I'm able to hold a conversation with a lot of people in PBC, so I'll stay after and hang out, talk shit, what we did, yada yada yada, right? And that's the day I met Al Haymon. But I'm not gonna talk about the conversation Al Haymon. I'm gonna talk about what Al Haymon did. Andre Berto was in a meeting with 3 white people, and I would presume that they're probably talking about some type of marketing strategy plan, because it's a Floyd Mayweather fight. It's a big fight, right? And he comes walking down, and Andre Berto spotted him first, right? He got up, hugged the man for like 2.5 minutes. Who do you hug for 2.5 minutes in your life, right? People you genuinely care about, people who genuinely care about you, right? People who have your well-being in their heart. And when I saw that, it made me feel a certain type of way. I'll give you guys another example in boxing. It was Leo Santa Cruz's birthday, or something like that, at his gym. If I'm not mistaken, this was a few years back. I think it was for the Abner Mares fight, right? I think that's the only time I've been to his gym, was for the Abner Mares fight. And Marcus was in charge that day of the fighters. And it was his birthday. After they sang happy birthday, Marcus told Leo Santa Cruz, I love you, and Leo Santa Cruz said, I love you back. And I thought that was just so beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? And if you have guys like that on your team, and you don't want to be their teammate, something is wrong with you. And that's what I genuinely believe about Adrien Broner. It's time that the media choose side. The reason why it's important that the media choose sides is because not to take Broner to a deeper place, but he needs to learn the effect that he has on people, adversely, positively, or negatively. Now, I will say this about Broner: he has a bright future in Hollywood. I would, but he has to win to be more marketable. But I would genuinely, in my heart of hearts, Adrien Broner will end up in Hollywood somewhere doing something. I just believe that to some degree. Whether he makes it, I don't know. But that's just what I feel, and that's just what I believe. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not coming down on Adrien Broner. This is like, I just don't believe the man anymore. I genuinely don't believe him. You understand what I'm saying? And when you watch that Mikey Garcia fight, he had a chance. He had a chance. All he had to do was throw punches, right? And he just couldn't do it. So anyways, man, Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button.
You're gonna leave now or you're gonna
I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna leave now. So I can pay you $28. I'm gonna end this video right now because I know you want to get paid.
So let me move you.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So anyways, man, I've been coming to Steve. How long I've been coming to you, Steve? Long time? Long time. He does my mom's car. I leave with bills, come back, I owe $200. My mom. You know, old women always think when they hear something in their car, they always take it to the fucking mechanic. So anyways, man, I appreciate you guys. And I apologize. I got to get used. I know I'm going in and out with my face and all that, but I'll get better and better with this. I think I'm going to just buy something to hold it on the car, and just that way I can just hold it and it'll be easier to do the video. So anyways, man, Barbershop Comments, I genuinely appreciate you guys. And let me know your thoughts on Adrien Broner. And the premise of this video is we have to choose sides. You're either for me or against me. You're either with Adrien Broner or you're not with Adrien Broner. But you can't be afraid. You can't have legs on both sides. You understand what I'm saying? So he forces you to choose a side anyway, right? So anyways, like how disrespectful he was to Radio Raheem, I thought that was disrespectful. But I will say this: Radio Raheem, you can tell he's held that mic for quite some time, because that was some beautiful commentary, beautiful comeback line, able to keep the interviewee as soft as possible, make him pretend he's winning so you can get what you want out of the interview. And Adrien Broner, he's right. You're not an elite fighter. You're an elite personality, but you're not an elite fighter. So anyways, man, Barbershop Conversation. Feel free to subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon.